In every age, new technology has displaced old labor, from the three-bladed plow that emptied farms, to the machines that emptied factories, to the computers that transformed the white-collar world. In 1981, a group of visionaries from one of the world's top technology companies met with the leadership of America's largest corporations, the Fortune 100. But they weren't there to sell. They came to ask a question few had dared voice. We told them, the three-bladed plow moved labor to factories, automation to offices, computers created white-collar jobs. But this next wave of global technology will change everything. Not just how you do business, but how many people you'll need to do it. The question wasn't theoretical. It was real, pressing, personal. How will you reduce your workforce? Downsizing became strategy. Early retirement became policy. New technologies replaced labor faster than anyone imagined. And fewer new hires meant a shrinking future workforce. Since the 1980s, America has undergone a quiet transformation, one that reshaped the workforce, redefined success, and restructured how millions live, study, and survive. Some say it was progress. Others call it slow captivity. In the wake of global competition and the digital revolution, corporations began downsizing. Thousands of jobs vanished, not just from automation, but from a deliberate shift away from labor-intensive models. With fewer jobs available, the solution was twofold: encourage education and expand social assistance. Higher education became the new holding zone. Young adults, told that degrees were the only path to success, took on growing debt, often with few job guarantees. Credential inflation meant jobs that once required a high school diploma suddenly needed a bachelor's degree. College became mandatory just to stand still. Meanwhile, safety nets expanded. Welfare, housing assistance, free phone programs. Critics argue these became tools to reduce unrest and delay the consequences of long-term unemployment. These weren't necessarily malicious programs, but they did serve to pacify growing discontent. People stayed busy, housed, and fed, but not always empowered. Was this a coordinated strategy to warehouse people? Maybe not intentionally, but the results speak volumes. As technology replaced human labor, fewer new jobs were created, and the ones that remained demanded more credentials, more debt, and more time away from the workforce. Today, the results are undeniable. Americans are less willing to do manual labor. Infrastructure projects, fiber to the home, solar farms, roads are built by immigrant labor. The labor participation rate has fallen from over 67% in 2000 to under 63% today. Millions have exited the workforce entirely. Government debt now exceeds $34 trillion, and over 42 million Americans receive SNAP benefits. This model is unsustainable. What happens when the government can no longer afford to warehouse the idle? When the systems collapse, what fills the void? Enter Revelation 13. The beast rises in a world where centralized control is already built. Revelation 13:7 says, "And authority was given it over every tribe and people and language and nation." This is no longer a far-off fantasy. Global surveillance, biometric ID, digital banking, and AI monitoring, these technologies already govern our daily lives. Globalization built the infrastructure. Now, all it takes is a crisis, one that collapses the old systems and demands a new global solution. One leader, one system, one mark. The stage is set, the world is ready, and the final act has begun.